I told you, this thing is bigger than Nino Brown, and I got a list of proof. If I'm going down, I'm taking a whole lot of people with me.
Order in the court.
It's a game. They didn't won games for us before. I will. Gotta make this.
I know that dude right there, I think.
Nigga fresh.
Nino Brown boxing, and I'm back in the building. Shout out to the LDBC. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. All right, guys. So over the weekend, been on social media, shit like that, and I noticed a change in the promotion when it comes to Top Rank. It just seems like they're definitely open up and trying to branch out when it comes to different shit. Like, we all know the story when it comes to Tyson Fury and the WWE. Top Rank has posted Tyson Fury on their Instagram page, but that's not what I want to focus on in this video. I want to talk about, like, I'm noticing a change when it comes to this upcoming bout with Terence Crawford, December 14th. And so it's a Top Rank card, December 14th in Madison Square Garden, and it will be, the main event is Terence Crawford against Mean Machine. We all know Terence Crawford, 35-0, 26 KOs. Mean Machine, 21 wins, 0 losses, 1 draw, 17 KOs. But on the undercard, it's the fight that I'm highly anticipating. Is that Richard Commey fight versus Teofimo Lopez, and then you have another fight on the undercard where it's not really on my radar. But it seemed like, to me, I've noticed that Terence Crawford is taking a page out of the PBC books. I'm talking about guys like Earl Spence, Jared Hurd, Gervonta Davis, and somewhat aligning himself with the NFL franchise. So Terence Crawford, you know, he was at the Packers game, Packers versus the Lions. He had all his Packers gear on. He must be a big Green Bay Packers fan. And like I said, it seems like he's taking a page out of their book. I mean, it's definitely great for promotion. It's, you know, put himself on the forefront, get his name out there even further beyond the Nebraska Cornhusker fan base. And man, it's just a clear-cut page out of the PBC book. But I was like, hey man, if you can't find no other way to do it, maybe you just gotta copy what's going on in the place, you know, in the place across the street, for this example. But I mean, it's definitely good promotion for Bud. I'm not necessarily worried about this fight, but the card in itself, like, the card in itself is a big deal for me because I like Richard Commey a lot, and I'm really hoping that this guy destroys Teofimo Lopez. But before I talk about Richard Commey, I do want to say, like, I understand a lot of the choices that Terence Crawford makes when it comes to his career, or personally, but boxing-wise, I guess. Not like when it comes to his family and that type of life. Keep it separate. But a lot of the choices that Bud makes, I don't necessarily agree with. But at the same time, it just seems like Bud is taking the non-traditional route. You know, he's been very unconventional on the path that he's taken to get wherever he wants to go. And even though I don't agree with a lot of the shit that he does, I can definitely understand taking the unconventional route, because shit, I did that shit on my own in my own personal life. So, and on top of Bud being an introvert, he's not necessarily a people person. Some people don't get it, some people don't understand, but at this point it is what it is. Now the whole thing that my biggest priority when it comes to this fight is closely watching this Richard Commey fight versus Teofimo Lopez. Now, Commey, he is currently on a full fight KO streak, and Teofimo Lopez is arguably coming off one of the worst performances of his career. Yes, Teofimo Lopez is still undefeated. We all know at the end of Lopez's last fight, he said he's not fighting any more tall guys, and the reach of his previous opponent was a problem for him. Now, the thing that I noticed, and it's been discussed before, Teofimo Lopez was fighting a guy with a reach of 71 inches, and guess what? That's the same damn reach of Richard Commey. So to me, this is setting up for a disappointment for some people. They're a huge Teofimo Lopez fan. But another thing that I've noticed is, like, I've been reviewing Lopez's resume, and we all know he's a young guy. He has been fighting professionally for a long period of time, but the level of opposition is very low. And normally I wouldn't talk about a young guy's level of opposition, but he's getting in there with a guy like Richard Commey, has been in there with guys, multiple styles, and Richard Commey has a lot of experience, a lot more experience, and I feel like he's being underestimated in this bout. So ultimately, man, I guess I just took a closer look at the resume for Lopez and just compared the two, and the experience factor along with the reach issues that Teofimo Lopez has with guys. I'm picking Commey to win. I feel like it's not going to be a knockout in this fight, maybe a knockdown or two, but ultimately I feel like it will be a card 117-111 for Richard Commey. That's my prediction, unanimous decision. It's Nino Brown Boxing. Shout out to the LDBC, and I'm out.